The Tale of the Rich Man Who Didn't Work for Money. In a prosperous town, there was a wealthy man named Darian who was admired by many and envied by a few. Darian owned several businesses in town, a textile mill, a farm, and a bakery. While people saw his wealth growing with each passing year, they noticed something unusual. Darian himself never seemed to work for the money. Each morning, the townsfolk would see him walking around town, visiting his businesses, but he never seemed to be rushing or focused on making more money. Instead, he would spend hours talking to his workers, asking about their lives, and sharing meals with them. He even invested a large portion of his profits into building better homes for his employees, creating schools for their children, and improving the town's hospital. One day, a young man named Elias, who had always been fascinated by Darian's wealth, decided to approach him. Elias was ambitious and dreamed of becoming rich himself, so he thought he might learn Darian's secret. "Mr. Darian," Elias began, "I see how successful you are and I want to be like you. Could you teach me how to make money like you?" Darian smiled warmly and invited Elias to walk with him. "Come with me, Elias. I'll show you something." They walked to the textile mill, where Darian greeted the workers by name and asked after their families. Then he took Elias to the bakery, where he spent time chatting with the bakers, asking how they were and making sure they had all they needed. Finally, Darian led Elias to a large field he had recently purchased. "Do you see this field?" Darian asked. Elias nodded, a little confused. "Yes, it's a good piece of land. Will you build something here?" Darian shook his head. "Not yet. This land is meant for a community park, somewhere families can come and relax, where children can play safely." Elias frowned, unable to understand. "But Mr. Darian, how will this make you more money? Wouldn't it be better to build something profitable?" Darian chuckled. "Elias, I don't work for money. The money comes as a result of the purpose I serve, not because it's my goal." Seeing the puzzled look on Elias's face, Darian continued. "When I started out, I thought I wanted to be rich. But as I built these businesses, I realized something important. The wealth I was creating was not just for me. The real value of my wealth lies in what it can do for others." Darian pointed back towards the town. "My money provides jobs, supports families, and creates a better town. When my workers are happy, they are productive, and when they're productive, the business grows. Wealth, you see, is not just in gold or numbers. It's in the quality of life we create for ourselves and for others." Elias thought about this, beginning to understand. "So, you don't work for money because money is just a part of something bigger?" "Exactly," Darian said with a smile. "If you work only for money, you'll be constantly chasing it, and no amount will ever be enough. But if you work for a purpose, something that helps others, you'll find yourself wealthier in ways you never expected. Money will follow naturally because it's a reward for the value you create." Years passed, and Elias took Darian's lesson to heart. He started his own small business, not with the goal of amassing wealth, but with the intention of creating jobs and making his community a better place. And just as Darian had said, wealth found its way to him, not just in money, but in the gratitude, respect, and love of those around him. Through Darian, Elias learned a powerful truth. The rich do not work for money. They work for meaning, for purpose, and for the chance to create a positive impact. And in doing so, they find that wealth flows to them as naturally as rivers flow to the sea.